This week on Total Outdoor Pursuit, after years of coming close, I try to finally break the curse and get a turkey with a bow. Distance, deer, and a wily coyote stand in my way, but the biggest problem is, can I resist the old 12-gauge crutch? I've came close to getting a turkey with a bow several times. I've actually had 4 times I've been at full draw. 2 times there were obstacles in the way that I couldn't shoot around, and then twice I actually had my hamstring cramp up, started rolling around inside the blind. Needless to say, I had to put the bow down and grab the old 12-gauge crutch. This year I'm determined to leave the crutch at home and just go bow only. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I got out here and got the decoys set up about 20 yards from the blind. I've already had a couple hens walk through the field, and basically what I'm going to do tonight is I'm not going to do a lot of calling. Turkeys, yeah, the hens will, call a little bit throughout the day and stuff, but most of their vocalizations typically in the morning is what I found. So I'm not going to call a lot tonight. I'm going to hope that something comes into the decoys silently, and if not, I'm going to at least take advantage of this to do a little bit of reconnaissance, watch, see if I see any birds come through and move across this field and fly up to roost. So I'm going to visually actually try and put some birds to bed here. I just had another turkey hit the field. I can't tell what it is. It's probably about 200 or 300 yards out. It's definitely a male. I can't tell if it's a jake or a tom though. There's another hen out in the field. I'm just going to sit back, watch, and wait and see what happens. If he looks like he doesn't see the decoys, I might throw out one set of calls, a little string of quiet yelps, just enough to get him looking. And in anticipation, I'm going to try and do a little bit of pre-stretching. Stretch the old hamstrings out just in case. You never know. You never know. Alright, the tom's in full strut out there. He's probably just going to parade around in that area for a while. This is going to be the big question, whether he commits or not now. The tom's been out in the field probably about an hour now. He's obviously interested in feeding, not breeding. Paid no attention to the calls. So I've just been sitting here watching him for probably about the last 50 minutes. Gonna let him feed around out there. Maybe towards the end of the evening he'll start heading over this direction. Good roost trees right behind me. Maybe we'll get lucky. Otherwise, just gonna sit and watch, see where he goes, and use that tomorrow. In the morning, they tend to be way more into breeding, strutting, trying to get their hens rounded up for the day. For some reason in the evening, they just seem to lose interest in that. So he's out there doing what he's doing. We'll just keep an eye on him and hopefully pin him down for tomorrow morning. Tom's coming. He's getting closer. Stinking deer won't get out of the way. They're making him nervous. Hopefully they'll get out of here so he'll come in. Despite the nervous deer, the tom kept coming. 300 yards, 200 yards, had him down to 80 yards on his way in, and then
this deer made him nervous. Oh no, it's a coyote. Stinking coyote. That Tom had closed the distance to probably about 75 yards. Takes off running. What? Surely it's not the deer spooking him. What the heck is spooking him? Stinking coyote. I'm really starting to think that this bow is cursed when it comes to turkeys.
check out Total Outdoor Programming on YouTube for more great tips and tactics on hunting, fishing, camping, grilling, trophy field care, taxidermy tips, and even more. Plus, you can watch full episodes of Total Outdoor Pursuit and even extras, outtakes, and bloopers off the cutting room floor.
Come on, Rock! You're a bum! You're a bum, Rock!
Here they come! Here they come!
Are they?
Be sure to subscribe and join in on the conversations. Check it out at youtube.com/Total Outdoor.
You can get a hold of the Total Outdoor Pursuit and Total Outdoor Programming team through social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for the latest updates on where we're at and what we're chasing. We love hitting the road and trying new things. If you excel at any type of hunting or fishing, whether you're a professional guide or just average Joes like us, and you would like to be part of an episode teaching us what you know, send us an email at totaloutdoorpursuit@gmail.com and maybe you'll be in a future episode.
If you want to put more furs on the stretcher, be sure to check out A New Approach to Coyote Trapping and A New Approach to Coon Trapping by Jason Hauser. Jason has filled these books with his decades of experience trapping for a living. As an outdoor writer for numerous major hunting and trapping magazines, the information is clear, concise, and packed full of great tips and lessons learned. For a new perspective on trapping techniques, check out A New Approach to Coyote Trapping and A New Approach to Coon Trapping by Jason Hauser. Well, I hunted that spot 3 times without hardly hearing a single gobble. I figured it's time to switch locations. My friend Ken lined up a new spot that I can go to, and I'm telling you what, that spot was active. Tons of birds, and they were gobbling like crazy, but they were henned up.
He's not coming into the calls, he's just stuck on those hens. So I'm just gonna kind of sit tight. I don't want to pressure the hens too much. I've got some time. Now I have to admit, I brought the Ol Crutch with me, but I still have the bow, so I'm still gonna try and get it done with the bow, but I'm running out of time, you know. Sometimes it's good to have a crutch, it keeps you from falling.
The hens never made it into the decoys. They ended up going off into the woods, took the toms with them, but it was pretty cool though. I actually got to see my first bearded hen. Another sunrise comes, same spot. Birds are gobbling like crazy. Right off the bat, I've got a tom coming in. Closes the distance to 40 yards. I mean, if I was using the gun, no problem. But I just wanted to try and get that bird with a bow. So I held out. He ended up getting to within 25 yards, but by the time he did, he came in from the left so far that there was no way I could get a proper angle to get a good bow shot. Just had to sit there and watch him, but believe me, that 12 gauge was really calling to me.
The first tom came in and strutted for probably 5 minutes, just to the left of where I could swing on him with a bow. I mean, 25 yards, standing there in full strut for 5 minutes, and I could not swing that bow on him.
30 minutes later, the field is just full of turkeys. They're gobbling, kind of working their way to me. All of a sudden, these deer show up. Two of the deer went away, and this young deer stayed around, snorting, stomping. They wouldn't come any closer because that deer was in between me and them.
That deer just won't leave. He's went away about 100 yards and came back in probably 7 times. Every time he does, he starts snorting. It scares my turkeys away.
Let's hope I don't see you this fall. That could be some pretty tender venison. Stony Creek Wildlife Studio is a full-service taxidermy studio specializing in game heads, life-size mammals, fish, and birds. Our goal is to recreate your trophy in a way that not only makes you proud to display it, but also pays tribute to the awesome animals that we respect so much as outdoorsmen. Attention to detail, experience, and creativity go into every mount we work on. For more information, check us out at stonycreektaxidermy.com.
You can get a hold of the Total Outdoor Pursuit and Total Outdoor Programming team through social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for the latest updates on where we're at and what we're chasing. We love hitting the road and trying new things. If you excel at any type of hunting or fishing, whether you're a professional guide or just average Joes like us, and you would like to be part of an episode teaching us what you know, send us an email at totaloutdoorpursuit@gmail.com and maybe you'll be in a future episode.
Check out Total Outdoor Programming on YouTube for more great tips and tactics on hunting, fishing, camping, grilling, trophy field care, taxidermy tips, and even more. Plus, you can watch full episodes of Total Outdoor Pursuit and even extras, outtakes, and bloopers off the cutting room floor.
Come on, Rock! Your bum! Your bum, Rock!
Here they come! Here they come!
Are they?
Be sure to subscribe and join in on the conversations. Check it out at youtube.com/totaloutdoor.
When you throw out a yelp and you get that kind of response, they turn and look at you and then just go back to what they're doing and don't start coming this way. Their head doesn't change color. They don't pop in a strut. At that point, you better stop calling, because the only thing you're going to do is drive those birds further away. Well, it's getting to the end of Indiana's turkey season. We just had a bunch of rain hit, 3 inches in about 12 hours. And the birds are soggy, wet, and in a bad mood. Haven't heard a single gobble yet, and it's probably about 30 minutes after daylight. As you can see, I still got the old stick and string with me. I'm going to try hanging out with the bow until the very end. Could have shot one the other day with a gun. I'm trying to get one with a bow, so. A bird just gobbled. It's about an hour and a half after fly down time. I was starting to wonder if I was going to hear anything.
So the tom hits the field. Looks like I could have a good chance. He's kind of working my direction.
He's coming straight across the field.
All of a sudden he fans into strut, and I realize this is the same bird that I passed the shot on at 25 yards the other day. He's got that missing tail feather right in the center. And I've seen this bird act a little bit wary before, and he's doing the same thing today. He works into about 40 yards away from the decoy. Could have shot him with the gun. He just would not commit to that decoy. He works around into the woods behind me. He's about 15 yards away, gobbling like crazy. I mean, I swear I can hear the spit bouncing off the blind every time he gobbles. Finally, he works his way back out into the field, 30 yards away, but it's a tough angle for a bow shot.
They started probably about 11:15, something like that. I'm going to guess that they lost their heads. So that's a big tip. If you can stay out, you're probably going to do better calling birds in between 10 o'clock and 1 than you are before 10 o'clock, unless you get that lucky right off the roost bird. Around 11, 12, 1.
I'm sorry. I just had to do it. Itchy trigger finger and all. Alright. That's not what really happened. This is what really happened. I panicked. He wouldn't come off of that spot. I'd seen him act like this too many times before. And that 12 gauge started singing my name. Grabbed the Ol Crutch and eased it out a little slit in the window and shot that bird before he had a chance to change his mind. Alright. I promise you, I really tried to get him with the bow. I had that bow in my hands for days and days and days, and this exact same Tom came through about 3 or 4 mornings ago, 30 yards away, strutted right up to the decoys. If it was a gun, point blank, no problem. I'm trying to get him with a bow. I didn't feel comfortable with a 30-yard shot. I'm trying to let him get a little bit closer, and he just is a wary old Tom. He came in that close and he said, yeah, this isn't right. Eased out a strut and got out of there. Shows up today, torrential downpours, 3 inches of rain in about 12 hours, and these birds were just not in the mood for anything. It was about an hour and a half after fly down. All of a sudden I hear the first gobble of the day. He comes through from the direction no bird has ever came through yet, eases his way across the field, takes one look at the decoy, and goes out wide. He's not spooked, but he's not going to come in. Stares for a while, struts, could have shot him with the gun. He eases into the woods, and I'm telling you, this bird was 15 yards behind me for probably at least 5 minutes. I could have shot him with the bow 10 times over, but my windows were all facing this direction. Finally, he works his way back out, comes out here. I give him another 4 or 5 minutes to come and make it in that last 20 yards to get into where the decoy and the windows and the camera's all set. He is just not having it. I've seen this bird act that way twice now, and I thought, I'm not going to take the chance. If I can figure out how to slip a gun out the window, get the cameras on it, I'm going to do it. So, managed to ease the gun out the top of one of the windows. He didn't quite catch the movement. I was able to get a shot, just about knocked me on my butt because I was at a funky angle. But hey, he's down. Indiana turkey 2016. Didn't get him with a bow, but I'll get one of these years, so I'll keep trying. Well, maybe next year I'll break the curse. Didn't happen this year, but I sure tried. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week on Total Outdoor Pursuit. Total Outdoor Pursuit is also brought to you by these great sponsors.
And that's why we like to kill coyotes.
Oh, that's not really what happened. Oh, sorry about that. Itchy trigger finger and all. I had to.
Next week on Total Outdoor Pursuit, we're going to be heading down to Texas to chase hogs, coyotes, and corn thieves with Wild Michael Cantrell. Then we're headed up to Oklahoma to catch prehistoric, monster-looking spoonbill paddlefish with Captain Dave Clark.